Figure subscription service number 8 from the G.I. Joe Collectors Club has arrived. Today we're looking at Fast Draw. Here we have Fast Draw on the card. In the top left corner it does say adult collectible, and I don't see why a child of 8 years or older couldn't have this to play with. In the top right corner it does mention it's an exclusive from the G.I. Joe Collectors Club. In fact, he was part of figure subscription service number 8, the last and final figure subscription service from the G.I. Joe Collectors Club in 2018. So here we have Fast Draw in his little bubble. We got the figure, we've got his missile launching backpack, we've got the missiles, and then the two little guns or trigger mechanisms that launch the missiles. I'm not quite sure what they are. The old vintage figures on this right side over here had a listing of all the items that came, and even if it just said gun, big gun, or rifle, or Uzi, or whatever, we still had an idea of what was in here. But the G.I. Joe Collectors Club, I don't know if this is a more recent thing or if they've always done it. They don't list that over here. And here we have Fast Draw. The card art. Unfortunately, the bubble kind of covers over that art. I love the art. Anyway, but we can't quite see all the art over here because his missile launcher covers it. So once I get this all cut off, I'll be able to see it. The logo that they're using is more of a vintage style G.I. Joe logo, and they're also using the vintage Hasbro logo. And I have a feeling this card's just like about to fall down the way I've got it propped up. It doesn't prop up real easy. In fact, this is a kind of a, this is vintage style, so, you know, we've got this gap here. So these things just don't stay up. There's absolutely no way of putting this, standing this thing up. That's why we've got this lovely thing. You can hook it up on the wall. So I'm going to flip the card around, or the package around. We'll call it card, yep. See, it won't really, there we go. So here we can actually see some of the artwork, like the top portion of the artwork a little bit better, and it's really cool. I love Fast Draw. He's one of my favorite figures and characters, so it's kind of neat to get a reissue of him. And up here it says G.I. Joe Club, and here's the file card, the thing that brings the figures to life. And we got some other, small print legalities over here. On this side, if we turn it sideways, it says G.I. Joe Club Exclusive. And this 8 represents figure subscription service number 8, and 05 is not May, but is the 5th release. So this was the 5th release. And now we're going to take a look at the file card. Codename Fast Draw, Mobile Missile Specialist. His file name is Elliot Brown. His primary military specialty is Electronic Missile Systems Specialist, while his secondary military specialty is Information Technology, IT. His birthplace was Collierville, Tennessee, and his grade is E4. Fast Draw carries the latest Fire and Forget infantry rocket missile system and wears the necessary protective suit to shield himself from the hot exhaust gases. That's for sure, he looks bulked up there. The target acquisition and homing devices are all self-contained in the missile itself, allowing the operator to take cover immediately after launch. Target lock-on displays are projected on the interior of the helmet, faceplate, as well as threat and malfunction warnings. The missiles are extremely fast and resistant to ECM, or electronic countermeasure jamming. As part of the G.I. Joe RDF, Rapid Deployment Force, Fast Draw thinks of himself as an Old West gunfighter. A whole squadron of Cobra maggots could be rumbling across the landscape at him, and he just stands there with his missile racks and their remote controls in each hand. Aha, those are remote controls. With that, come and get it, look in his eyes until the targets are destroyed. Now down below at the very bottom there's a quote. Still not quite sure if these are quotes from the character or what, but it says, "I might be arrogant, but at least I have the firepower to back me up." So there you go. There's Fast Draw's file card with a bit of a... I tried for a Western accent, but I don't know if it worked. So anyway, let's get back to things. So this is all well and cool and good, and the package looks nice. And wouldn't it be nice just to kind of display that? But, I like toys. Oopsie. We like to play with toys. So the whole point of this is to open it up. We're going to open this guy up on this video. So anyway, I'm going to take him away. I'm going to use a little, let's see. I'm going to use this little knife here. I'm going to kind of cut around the top and the right and the bottom so I can leave this bubble kind of attached so I can slide him back in there if I want to. So we're going to open him up right now off screen. All right, here he is back, and he's actually cut open. Even if it doesn't quite look like it, he is in fact cut open. One thing I didn't mention, yep, there he goes. One thing I didn't mention is there wasn't really controversy. Oops, there's his stand. Let's get rid of his stand here. There we go. Now, there wasn't really any controversy that I remember with this guy, but I did see a few mentions of some package problems. Now, if you notice, right down here, this is kind of bent up, and it's kind of split just a little bit. So, mine also has a little bit of a rough patch, or a rough spot right here. But that doesn't bother me too much, because I'm not sitting here looking at the corners. I'm sitting here looking at that. Look at the package, which I think is pretty cool. All of these, it's great fun to look at these because it reminds me of buying the figure back in the day. Really brings back those memories. So anyway, it's a really cool deal. So I did get him opened. So I'm gonna see, look, he's open, and there's the rest of his art. So we're gonna pull him out. We'll just kind of set that there for a second and take a look at it. Now that it's not front heavy, it still doesn't want to stay. But that's a nice picture of Fast Draw. Yeah, we can see that there's some blowtorch elements to it, but it's still a pretty cool looking figure. So I'm not going to leave this here. I'm going to set this off to the side because we don't really need that right now. So here we have a figure stand. Well, look at that. It says Fast Draw. It says his name and it's spelled correctly. And here we've got him. Doesn't come with a lot of stuff. Let's pull him out first. Slide him out, kind of. We'll set him right there. Oh, that's cool. I like him. We'll pull out his backpack, which looks to be in pieces at the moment. And, whoa, boom! You know what these remind me of? These remind me of like the little pegs from Battleship. I think that's what they remind me of. Little pegs from Battleship. And the little guns. And look at that. The bubble's empty. So I'm going to set this off to the side. And I had to find, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, apparently I have to find 2 missiles that fell onto the floor. Well, I'm not going to do that right now. But I have a few here, so. So anyway, let's take a look quick here. So, there's the missile. I'll flip it over here. That's actually the front of the missile. And that's actually the back of the missile. Because they kind of just peg in. Oh, there's a shape to it. There's not much of a peg, but they kind of just peg and hook onto it. Like so. And as you can tell, there are 8 of them. Take them out for now. Those are kind of volatile. They're like little popcorn rack, whatever. So here is the backpack. So it's got, they don't, whoopsie, fell off. I don't know. Well, I don't know, where is that? Oh, it goes in the back. There it is. Kind of, I think I hooked that up wrong. We'll rotate that around. So I don't know if there was any real problems. I know Payload had some problems. Kind of just slide these right in there in the peg, I suppose, the square. These aren't like the old black hoses we used to get. These are actually kind of detailed little cables. We'll kind of slide that up here. And then we get something that looks like that. So it kind of goes right over his shoulders. Like so. So that's a neat little backpack. So these do come out. Now let's see. They come out there. They do come out. So maybe if you pull them in, pull them off and on a bunch of times, there's a possibility these could get loose. So you may not want to do that more than you have to. I probably wouldn't do it more than I had to. All right. So we'll set this kind of like right there. Do something. Actually, you know what I could do real quick? let's just waste everybody's time while you watch me hook these things on. They feel kind of tight. I don't think these are going to fall out real easy. As soon as I say that, I'm probably going to bump it. And however many of them I put in there, they're probably all going to fall right out. But they feel rather tight. And I know this came with another figure. I don't remember right off the top of my head which figure this little mechanism came with. Yep, hey, look at that. I dropped it and they're still in there. So let's slide that in there. Now keep in mind there'll be one missile short because I dropped 2 on the floor. I was only able to find 1 real fast. And I don't want to waste anyone's time or do a jump cut. So I'll find the other one later. There we go. So we'll set the missile launcher backpack right there. Then we got these things. Now, this is some of the few accessories that don't really work well on my white background because, well, they're white. And did I just lose that one? Nope. So here is this thing. It's like I don't know, there's like a little canister there. There's the front, and this is where he holds it. They don't actually hook onto this backpack. So they must just be little guns, or I'm not really sure what they are. If anyone knows what they are, just leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what it is. Now we get to the main event man. Fast Draw. I like this guy. I love the colors. These are great colors. Yeah, I know. A lot of people say, hey, it looks like Blowtorch. You know, I thought that too. Because they use, Blowtorch parts. But I really do like this guy. He'll grow on me. I know he will. He's got the little, what do they call when they're on the feet? They're not gauntlets. They're gauntlets when they're on the arms. But I can't remember. Just leg covers, leg armor. Please tell me in the comments section below what the names of these things are. Not anklets. Anyway, so let's take a quick look at him. So here he is. And he's got 2 of these things on his shins. Shin guards. Maybe that's what they are. He's got a pistol of some sort. Maybe it's not a pistol. Revolver? Just a little gun that makes me think it should be with Wild Bill. And a holster right there on his right hip. He's got some sort of a blue tank. Maybe that's feeding into this air hose here. So when he goes into situations and he blows things up, so it allows him to breathe maybe. He's got this red helmet, which I'm seeing if it comes off. I don't want to break stuff. There. Oh, hey, look at that. It does. It pops off. Okay. So there's Fast Draw. It does look cool. So the hose unplugs. The hose unplugs from the chest, but not from the mask. And the mask does unhook from the red helmet. So we could just put that on him. And if we do that, it makes me think of the old 1982, 83, 84 helmets. If we do that, well, yeah, it looks like it stays on pretty good. It felt really loose, so I thought it was going to fall off. That's actually nice. So I think for now, we'll leave the helmet off. Oops. While I showcase this guy. And he's got this cover on here. This gray armor. That could come off if we pop his head off. There we go. We'll just take his head off, and there it comes. So the vest will come off, or the armor, not the vest, will come right off once his head's off. Oh my goodness, I blew my head off! So, I'll go ahead and pop his head back on, and he's in all green. He's got a very green-looking outfit. He's got silver pads on his arms and on his legs, probably little armor bits. His belt is a silver with this blue canister and blue belt on there. He's really wiggly. He moves really easy. Yeah. So anyway, he has the typical motion, except that's as far as his shoulders go up. Because got those shoulder pads up here. So they don't go any further. If we twist his arms around like this, then they can go up about that far. But not very far. And then they go down just about that far. And he's got the full range. And his elbows twist all the way around. And his hands, his red gloves, They rotate all the way around on both sides. There's no kind of rocker motion of any kind that I see here. His head twists all the way around and doesn't really nod back and forth too much. He's got this rocker chest here, torso. So he moves a little bit. He's really loose. Twists all the way around. And he can do the split. Actually, let's put his arms up here. He can do the splits about that far. And the legs go back about that far. But otherwise, he can sit pretty well like normal in just about any vehicle, probably. He's got what's now become fairly standard with the double jointed knees, so they can bend like so. And generally, his legs have got quite a bit of motion. His ankles rotate, and they've got the little rocker, so he can do his ballerina tiptoeing. Can try to sneak in there with all this heavy armor. Those things come off, and he looks like a rather stripped down looking figure, but he still looks kind of cool. Put his little backpack, not a little, it's pretty big, but if we put that on there, he could be like a whole other figure without some of this armor stuff. Now, I saw in another video how somebody wasn't so sure. I believe it was Duke 45. Was it Duke 45? If you're watching this video and it was you, you can send a message saying, hey, that was me. And if it wasn't you, say, hey, it wasn't me. But somebody did a review on this guy, and they did that. And they said, look how good oh, you can't really see how good. I'm going to adjust my camera down real quick. There we go. They're like, check this out. This is what sold on the figure right there, being able to do that. And that's kind of cool. That was really neat, and I want to make sure I credit whoever I saw that from, because without those, he can't do that. So these little shin guards are actually really awesome for posability and statuing. I don't know, if you want to pose it and just leave it that way, they're really awesome. He could just be on his knees. Look at that. I don't know why you'd want him to be on his knees, but so yeah, it's got pretty cool stuff. I'm going to pop his head off real quick. Interesting. He's got little holes there in his shoulders. You don't see him with his armor-plated. Wow, look at that. He's like no neck now. So what does the armor do? No, not much. He's still got about the same range of motion as he did without it. So this doesn't really hinder it too much, and these shin guards don't really hinder the movement too much either. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to set him there. I'm going to pop his mask back together. That's a very squishy. It's a very squishy helmet. Very squishy, rubbery, see? So trying to put this mask stuff on is fun. Got to really squeeze, and I don't know, that may not work. I may have to run the rest of the video, without that part of the mask on. Because I don't want to sit here for 5 minutes while you're like sitting there. Oh, there, that worked. So having the mask on helped put that thing on. Yeah, I'm really liking this guy. There's a lot of people concerned that the whole blowtorch reuse was going to be a problem, but I don't see it. I see blowtorch. I see a red and a blue and a silver and a green blowtorch, but he's cool. Come on. He is great. Let's put his missile launcher backpack on. If I can find the hole there. Well, I found the hole earlier. He's not going in now. Oh, interesting. I wonder why. Well, we'll have to pretend that it's on. I'm just tearing this guy apart trying to get this thing on. Curious. Pretty sure it went on before. Oh. There. Now it went on. Kinda. It feels like it's going to be a little bit difficult to maybe stay on very well. Put these little things in his hands. Oh, I didn't show off his hands. He's got the kind of a standard just grip. You can kind of see right there, that one. They're not molded too much. They're pretty nice. Well, I suppose they are a little molded. I mean, they can hold these things. And we'll put him there on the figure stand. Like so. Like so. Come on, Fasty. We're going to call you Fasty for short. Better than Drawry. Come on, Fasty. Fast man. Come on. And woohoo! And if you wanted to, you could have him do that. But then you're going to have clearance problems. You know, like those truck signs, you go like to the fast food, they say, height is only this much. He's going to like walk and whack himself. So, and it kind of gives him a kind of a back end heavy weight to it, so he can't really do much. So I've really moved my backgrounder here, but here, we'll set him right there. So that's about it for Fast Draw. This kind of shows you what he looks like. He's really cool. I love this color, and I love this guy. This is great. I'm excited to have him. I'm excited. He was part of the last figure subscription service, the one and only I've ever subscribed to. Alrighty, so now I'm going to pop the turnaround on. Have a good day. Hey there, real quick, I have a quick little add-on. Besides the fact that I did find the 8th missile, so I've got all eight of them here now. One thing I noticed real quick, I'll take this off and take this off, is that the belt moves a little bit. So I have heard that some people had their belt to where, like this piece was off-center or something. You can grab it by the canister here, and you can actually rotate this belt just a little bit if need be. It's not molded on, it's not fixed on. I couldn't find a way of actually taking that belt off, but it is movable. So if you need to adjust it, just kind of grab it gently by the canister and kind of rotate it back into place. It is kind of a kind of a soft rubber belt. So, but yeah, there's no way of actually taking it off that I can find, unless you're going to cut it off. So yeah, there's a little quick fix. Now we're going to go to the turnaround. Thank you for stopping by. If you want to drop me a line, please do so in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to be notified of future videos, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon next to it. I will see you next time.